This is the Stock Day Podcast, sponsored by Ion Digital, providing secure, compliant ecosystems you can trust. That's Ion Digital. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube to stay up to date on penny stock news and interviews. Public information on OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world. Here's your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, I'm bringing you a brand new company. Came on our radar about 30 days ago. The name of the company is Sekur Private Data Ltd. They trade on the CSE under the ticker symbol SKUR. They also trade on the OTCQX under the ticker symbol SWISF. With us today is the CEO. He's going to bring us up to speed. His name is Alain Ghiai. Alain, welcome to the show.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. Thanks for having me.
Before we get started with the Q&A, just give my listeners a little bit of a backstory. Who are you guys and what do you do?
Great. So Sekur Private Data has its origin in Switzerland, just like myself. I'm a Swiss citizen as well. We essentially have a privacy communication platform that we developed, and then we basically spun off that technology to our Canadian and U.S. entity, which went public. The company in Switzerland is called Globex Data. Our company actually changed name in April of last year from Globex to Sekur. So what we do is we offer a package of an email, messenger, and soon a VPN. The difference compared to the others is that what we have is proprietary. We have our own infrastructure in Switzerland only, so you benefit from the Swiss privacy laws, and also we don't host anything on the hyperscalers, which are the Amazon and the Google Cloud and the Microsoft Cloud. So we have a few privacy feature and security feature that basically renders you invisible to hackers. It helps against email phishing and so forth, and we offer that through our sekur.com website, spelled SEKUR.com, and as for consumers as well as businesses. So if you really want privacy in communication, whether it's email, messaging, or what have you, we are pretty much the only company that can offer you a package of all of that. We're also launching voice encrypted communication in Q3.
Lon, I don't want to, take this. I don't want you to take this personal, but I've had about a half a dozen of secure private companies that basically in the same industry, same space as you are, say they got the golden jewel. What makes your company so different from the other service providers?
That's one of my favorite questions because I can answer it in three parts. So 99% of companies use external infrastructure. And that's basically, if you go to a VPN, even those so-called good one, they say they have hundreds of locations. Well, it costs several $1 million per location. So you know they're using Amazon or a Google platform. So the privacy aspect is something that nobody can match. Then in terms of security, a lot of people use off-the-shelf security encryption because you can have like a nice little car I'm not going to name any brand, but a little car that doesn't cost money
right.
Get you from A to B.
Exactly
but then you
right.
can have a Land Rover Defender that's going to go through anything. We are the Land Rover Defender for the price of the mini car. That's what's unique because our whole thing is to democratize privacy for the average person that doesn't have hundreds of thousands of dollars or businesses that don't have big IT department to spend on fancy software. So we host everything in Switzerland only. We have our own machine, so we're not compliant to the Cloud Act or Patriot Act or any other intrusive laws that are out there because we don't use those big tech companies to host us. And we have our own proprietary technology to encrypt, which we use on top of existing high-end encryption. And, people talk about security and cloud. It's vague, that could be back-end, front-end.
Right.
But another great thing that we do is we make it so easy for people to use our product. We have thousands of consumers that go and just use the solution without having to have a PhD or anything like that. So that's what makes it really easy to use.
And I understand your pricing point is between $70 and $100 annually. Is that correct?
That's correct. And you can also pay monthly. And before the show ends, I will take the liberty of giving everybody a promo code for 15% off. If you want, you can go to secure.com and put promo code privacy and get 15% off for 5 years. So, anybody can spend $7 a month. I mean, that's like 2 coffees basically per month. And that's what your privacy is worth, if not more, right? So you want to make sure that you have the basic tools so your identity doesn't get stolen and you have at least private emails. So that's what we do. We have very unique features. I encourage everybody to go to the site. Our secure send feature lets you send an email to a non-secure user round trip without anybody looking at the email except the sender receiver. We have really cool feature, a lot of tutorial videos. But what's important is we're growing, right? And we launched in the U.S. in 2021, late 2021, and now we're getting partners in the U.S. that really love the product and want to sell it as well.
You did a press release, I believe, on February the 8th that stated that you were launching a new VPN. Can you tell us a little bit more about this and the other products that maybe you got in the hopper here for 2023?
Absolutely. So the Secure VPN is extremely unique. First of all, I should mention that none of our products require you to put your phone number when you download the app. That's another way hackers come in too. Once they have your phone number, they can get into your phone. So Secure VPN uses our own machine. We don't host with big tech hyperscaler. And your IP essentially is only within Switzerland. So you would use it when you go to e-banking, even if you want to watch YouTube, I guess you can. And anywhere you go on the web, you use that VPN, which is so easy to use. You basically sign up, download, click, and that's it. So there's no weird configuration. And that is the most private VPN you can get because we don't partner with other people to give you an antivirus and a this and a that. Because all these VPNs out there partner with other companies. They sell your data in order to have more gimmicks in that VPN. And that's why they charge, up to $15 a month. We charge $7 a month. Actually, if I may, we're launching a website which will be announced on a press release. So watch out for the press release next week. You'll be able to go to securevpn.com and get pre-registration for $28 a year for the next 2 years. So I use a VPN like crazy. We're testing it. I've had somebody go on YouTube, and they love it. It's so simple to use. And again, it's that Swiss privacy, and also it renders you completely invisible because you may be in New York, you may be in Dallas, you may be in Mississippi, but for the average hacker that's going to try to find you, you're going to be in Switzerland. That's what's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's scary out there. Every time I turn on the television, I hear breach after breach after breach, and that's it's really scary. Hey, you put out a press release today here on March 1st that you're going to let somebody have a free alias email, and you just launched, I think it's called the Secure Alias. Just briefly, can you give us a 1-2 punch? What is that, and why would someone need that?
That's gladly. So if you're a consumer, now businesses pay for aliases because they make money when they have info at or whatever. So if you go and you say, I want to buy bill at secure.com, but then you want to have some throwaway emails because as we all know, these companies sell your emails. They also sell your data, right? So if you subscribe to a newsletter or if you put your email someplace when you buy a plane ticket and you need that, etc., you don't want to put your real email. You want to put a fictitious email that still works. You want to be invisible to the phishing guys, and I'm not talking about salmon fishing, stuff like that.
Right, no, I hear you.
We offer 2 free, and they're throwable. So if today you want to be Mr. X, and suddenly next week you want to be, Bob Jones, you can literally throw it, and they all basically come to your main inbox. It's a way to be invisible and not to give your real identity just to everyone. That way, the real email, you use it for important things. And it shares the same data, which is 100 gig. That's free. You get 2 free for every consumer email user that you buy.
You know, in the space that you're in, just the OTC markets and the CSE, companies that have a market cap of 50 million or less, people are inapt to put money into it because in the past, they got diluted because there wasn't enough money in the coffers. They had to come back and say, we got to dilute more. Do you guys have enough capital to operate this year and execute your plan?
We do, and I have been myself a victim of those kind of companies, by the way. So we announced, I believe it was either late December or early January, we did announce an annual budget. We have more money in the bank than what we're going to spend this year to start. Plus we have our revenues that come. So short answer, yes, we have plenty of cash to execute our plan this year and even longer. We are not raising money on a private placement this year whatsoever. So, there's no fear of suddenly in a month or two we're going to have to dilute at the price that we're in. And today, actually, we have about 2.5 cents per share in pure cash in the bank. So it's a good position to be in. We have no debt, and we have enough to carry our plan for the next 12 months.
Alain, we got about 30 seconds left. I'm going to give you the last word. What is it that you want my listeners, your stockholders, to take away from today's interview?
I want you to take a look at the company. Go to Sekur.com, look at our product, buy the product, use the promo code privacy. Take a look at our financials and realize that if you want to be in the cybersecurity industry and invest a little bit in that sector, which is actually one of the few growing sectors, we're a good company to start with. We're financially solid and we have some amazing products. So take a look at us and then you make your own decision.
And you can go to www.sekur.com. My guest today has been Alain Ghiai. He is the CEO of Sekur Private Data Ltd. Look him up. You can find him on the OTCQX under the ticker symbol SWISF. If you're up there in Canada, they're on the CSE under the ticker symbol SKUR. Sir, it was a pleasure having you on the show. I hope you become a regular and come back every 40 or 50 days.
Definitely would like to. Thanks for having me.
This program is entirely sponsored and produced by La Jolla Media LLC, which is responsible for the content. The opinions and information provided on this program are for educational and research purposes. Stock Day encourages all listeners of this program to do their due diligence and research when determining investment strategies that will work for them, or to seek the assistance of an investment professional.